Portugal, a city known for its rich history, vibrant culture, and stunning architecture. But on one fateful day, it became the epicenter of one of the most devastating natural disasters in European history. All Saints' Day, 1755. The churches were packed with worshippers, their prayers filling the air. It was a day of solemn reflection and spiritual devotion. The day began with a gentle tremor, almost unnoticed. Then, the earth roared. Buildings swayed and crumbled. Fires erupted. The ground beneath Lisbon shook violently, sending shockwaves through the city. People ran in panic, seeking safety, but the destruction was relentless. As if the earthquake wasn't enough, a tsunami, a monstrous wave, swallowed the harbor. The sea, once a source of life and trade, turned into a force of annihilation. Ships were tossed like toys, and the coastal areas were flooded, adding to the chaos and despair. The Great Lisbon earthquake, estimated at a magnitude of 8.5 or higher, killed tens of thousands and left a city in ruins. The once bustling streets were now filled with debris and the cries of the injured and mourning. The scale of the devastation was unimaginable. It was a stark reminder of the Earth's raw power, a force that continues to shape our world today. The earthquake not only changed the physical landscape of Lisbon, but also had profound effects on the social, political, and philosophical outlook of the time. It challenged the beliefs of the era and led to significant advancements in the study of seismology and disaster preparedness. The echoes of that day still resonate, reminding us of our vulnerability and the need for resilience in the face of nature's might. Imagine the Earth's crust as a giant jigsaw puzzle. These pieces, called tectonic plates, are in constant slow motion. An earthquake is a sudden, violent release of energy within the Earth's crust. This energy travels in waves, causing the ground to shake and sometimes rupture. The Earth's tectonic plates are like giant rafts floating on the semi-molten mantle below. They move slowly at rates of centimeters per year. But this movement, driven by heat deep within the Earth, creates immense pressure along the plate boundaries. This is where most earthquakes occur. Where tectonic plates meet, the Earth's crust is fractured. These fractures, called fault lines, are zones of weakness. As plates push against each other, stress builds up along these faults. When the stress exceeds the strength of the rocks, the fault slips, releasing energy in the form of seismic waves. An earthquake. Section 5. When the Earth rumbles. Types of earthquakes. Most earthquakes are tectonic, caused by the movement of tectonic plates. However, other forces can also trigger earthquakes. Volcanic earthquakes occur alongside volcanic eruptions, as magma moves beneath the surface. Human activities, such as mining and the filling of reservoirs, can also induce earthquakes, though these are typically smaller in magnitude. Section 6. Measuring the fury. The Richter Scale. The Richter Scale, a term synonymous with the measurement of earthquake magnitude, has been a cornerstone in seismology for decades. For decades, the Richter Scale was the standard for measuring earthquake magnitude. It provided a consistent and reliable method for scientists to quantify the power of these natural events. Developed in the 1950s by Charles F. Richter, it uses a logarithmic scale based on the amplitude of seismic waves recorded on a seismograph. This innovative approach allowed for a more accurate representation of an earthquake's strength. The scale was revolutionary because it could measure both small and large earthquakes with precision. Each whole number increase on the Richter scale represents a tenfold increase in wave amplitude and about 31.6 times more energy released. For example, an earthquake that measures 5.0 on the Richter scale releases significantly less energy than one that measures 6.0. This exponential increase helps scientists and emergency responders understand the potential impact and necessary precautions. While the Richter scale has largely been replaced by the moment magnitude scale in recent years, its legacy remains. It laid the groundwork for modern seismology and continues to be a reference point in both scientific research and public understanding of earthquakes. Understanding the Richter scale is crucial for appreciating the advancements in earthquake measurement and the ongoing efforts to mitigate the effects of these powerful natural phenomena. Section 7. A more precise measure, the moment magnitude scale. Today, scientists prefer the moment magnitude scale, or W. This scale, developed in the 1970s, provides a more accurate measure of the total energy released by an earthquake, particularly for large events. It considers the area of the fault rupture, the amount of slip along the fault, and the rigidity of the rocks involved. Section 8. Listening to the Earth's tremors. Seismographs. Seismographs are instruments that detect and record the vibrations caused by earthquakes. They consist of a heavy mass suspended on a spring or pendulum. When the ground shakes, the mass remains relatively stationary, while the frame of the instrument moves. This relative motion is recorded, providing a visual representation of the earthquake's seismic waves. Section 9. Danger zones, where earthquakes strike. While earthquakes can occur anywhere, some regions are more prone than others. The infamous Ring of Fire encircling the Pacific Ocean is responsible for about 90% of the world's earthquakes. Other seismically active areas include the Himalayan mountain range, the Mediterranean Sea region, and the San Andreas Fault Zone in California. Section 10. The devastating aftermath, impacts of earthquakes. Earthquakes can have devastating impacts on human lives and infrastructure. Ground shaking can cause buildings and bridges to collapse, while landslides and soil liquefaction can destabilize slopes and foundations. Tsunamis, giant waves triggered by underwater earthquakes, can travel thousands of miles across oceans, causing widespread destruction in coastal areas. Staying safe when the ground shakes. Earthquake preparedness. Living in earthquake-prone areas requires preparedness. Secure heavy objects that could fall and cause injury. Develop an evacuation plan and identify safe spots in your home. During an earthquake, drop, cover, and hold on under a sturdy table or desk. After an earthquake, be cautious of aftershocks and check for gas leaks and structural damage. Predicting the unpredictable. The challenge of earthquake forecasting. Predicting earthquakes with accuracy remains a significant challenge. While scientists can identify areas at high risk of earthquakes, pinpointing the exact time, location, and magnitude of an earthquake is extremely difficult. The Earth's crust is incredibly complex, and the processes that lead to earthquakes are not fully understood. Despite the complexities, scientists are making progress in earthquake prediction. Advanced sensor networks, satellite imagery, and machine learning algorithms are being used to monitor ground deformation, seismic activity, and other potential precursors to earthquakes. While a reliable prediction system is still a long way off, these advancements offer hope for improved early warning systems in the future. Earthquakes are a powerful reminder of the dynamic nature of our planet. These sudden and often devastating events can strike without warning, causing widespread destruction and loss of life. The ground beneath our feet, which we often take for granted, can shift dramatically, altering landscapes and impacting communities in profound ways. While we cannot predict them with certainty, we can take steps to mitigate their impact. Building codes and construction practices can be improved to ensure structures are more resilient. Schools and workplaces can conduct regular earthquake drills to prepare individuals for the possibility of an earthquake. Engineers play a crucial role in inspecting and retrofitting buildings to withstand seismic forces. By understanding the science of earthquakes, supporting research efforts, and promoting earthquake preparedness, we can make significant strides in reducing the risks associated with these natural disasters. Scientists are constantly studying seismic data to better understand the patterns and behaviors of earthquakes. Their research is vital in developing early warning systems and improving our overall preparedness. We can create safer communities and reduce the risks posed by these powerful natural events through community engagement and education. Local governments and organizations can host workshops to educate the public on earthquake safety measures. Retrofitting older buildings to meet modern safety standards is another critical step. Emergency responders must be well trained and equipped to handle the aftermath of an earthquake, ensuring timely and effective rescue operations. The Earth will continue to shake, and the forces that drive these movements are beyond our control. However, our response to these events is within our power. By investing in research, education and preparedness, we can build a more resilient society. Our resilience in the face of such events depends on our awareness and preparedness. Families can create emergency kits and practice earthquake drills at home. Communities can come together to support rebuilding efforts after an earthquake. Through collective action and a commitment to safety, we can reduce the impact of earthquakes and protect lives and property.